All right, who's on stage? Who's on deck? All right, great.
They're taking our jobs.
They're criminals.
They're living on our tax dollars.
And they're not sending their best.
But they are friends, family, and neighbors. Please raise your hand if you're an immigrant, you're a member of an immigrant family, or you're friends with an immigrant. Take a look around. We are part of the fabric of America, and we embody its promise of a better life. Take a look at the pictures above. These are our families. Many of our own parents and grandparents come from a different country.
When my dad immigrated from Bangladesh to America in 1987, some of the most significant challenges he faced were financial. For years, he stored his earnings under a mattress instead of in a bank, struggled to send money back home, and saved very little. Now more than ever, supporting immigrants and refugees is a responsibility we must all shoulder. As immigrant families like mine are made to feel like they aren't true Americans, financial literacy is the first step to achieving the American dream. It's a problem that hits close to home, not only for my family, but for the Westridge community at large.
Approximately half of those in Westridge are immigrants. As we spoke to cultural centers and banks in our community, we realized that although there are resources regarding financial stability, long-term financial literacy is still a significant issue. The concentration of immigrants and refugees in our community makes this a concerning point given the current political climate.
And that's why we took Daniel Rogers up on his challenge to improve financial literacy in our community. We founded Flair, Financial Literacy Action for Immigrants and Refugees. Our mission is to enable immigrant and refugee families to make informed financial decisions through financial education that is unique, engaging, and culturally inclusive.
Our first official event on March 28th could simply have been a standard informational session, but we wanted to make financial education inclusive of all the cultures in our community, enjoyable, and accessible to everyone. We hosted an international potluck where we invited a financial expert along with 2 speakers from the Illinois Student Assistance Commission and Bright Start.
These speakers presented to students and families in our neighborhood about college financing. Families were able to learn about everything from scholarships for undocumented students to how to open a college savings account.
Between presentations, our 70 guests admired the dozens of flags adorning the walls and enjoyed the cuisines of Palestine, Korea, Pakistan, Greece, and more. We surveyed the audience and found that 82% of our guests said they felt more knowledgeable or confident with respect to the financial system after the fair.
The following Sunday, we hosted a community-wide financial literacy festival in our gymnasium with over 100 attendees. This continued our theme of unconventional financial education.
At this festival, we invited bank representatives from Albany Bank and Pan American Bank. Our festival guests were provided with a comfortable setting to speak with bank representatives about retirement savings and general savings. Guests also received pamphlets and guides on how to take charge of their financial futures.
In addition to translators that we had on site, our festival also had fun activities like a face painting booth and fun financial literacy themed games such as the Run for Your Money ring toss and the Debt Destroyer. We also had a raffle, arts and crafts, and a photo booth. In addition, we also sold merchandise like these wristbands, stickers, and things like that, not only to promote our name, but also to add to our scholarship fund.
We even invited 5 cultural dance groups from our school to perform: Hawaiian, Mexican, Latin American, Filipino, and Indian. These cultural groups celebrated the diversity not only within our school, but in our community. Here are some more pictures from our event.
As we created and hosted these financial literacy awareness events, we realized that we also wanted to create something that would be a continuous investment into the future and that would have a tangible impact that we could all witness. So we created a scholarship trust for a student at our school who is a first or second generation immigrant or refugee. We raised over $700 for this trust by raising money through selling Flair merchandise at our events and by online crowdfunding. We also petitioned for and received a grant from our student council.
From our scholarship application, we obtained direct responses from fellow students about some of the struggles of being from an immigrant or refugee family. Now we'd like to take a few seconds to read some of the very powerful excerpts from the applications for our scholarship.
This is about coexistence, not assimilation. This is about looking beyond borders.
And this is about our responsibility to use financial literacy as an equalizer in not only our community, but every community.
The essence of Flair goes beyond just our community. It includes all of us.
Shukran. Thank you.
Great job. Now we'll have 3 minutes for our question and answer starting now.
So I saw that you guys partnered with Mather High School. Can you tell us more about the other communities that you've worked with?
Absolutely, yeah. So we, as you said, you saw Mather. There were also a few other schools that we had contacted via phone and email to get our word out and see if they could kind of publicize our event in their weekly newsletter or something like that. And we actually, from Jameson School that I talked to personally, they had just had some sort of like financial information week. So the week before one of our events, so it just fit in perfectly, and it was a really nice cooperation that we had with a lot of these organizations.
If you were to do the event again, what would you do differently?
I think just trying to reach as many people as possible. We were able to reach some of these schools that we listed above. Some of them came to one of, or both of our events, but we just want to reach as many people as possible because our goal is not to stay constrained to our community. It's to help as many immigrant and refugee families, but also all of our peers as possible. So I think just a little more, if we could get another event going where we had more outreach, I think that would be excellent.
How did you leverage the strengths of the individuals in your group in order to kind of create the solution?
Yeah, so we had, for example, Samer did a lot of the introducing of what Flair is at our events. So he kind of explained what the Aspen Challenge is and what our organization's about. Abby is very artistic, and so she helped us a lot with planning how the events would look so that people actually want to come and learn about financial literacy. And Christian had a lot of contacts with these international dances, which we think really drew people in, because that was a big part of what we wanted to do with Flair, is make it so that it's a comfortable setting. These are, we're being inclusive of all the cultures in our community. We wanted to make it a community event that focuses on financial literacy.
Did you guys involve your parents as you were working on this? Did you talk to them, get ideas?
Yeah, definitely. So, yes, Alina, she shared her dad's story. It was a lot about looking to our parents, because a lot of our parents are immigrants, so we have this background, and we spoke with them. I'm sure we all definitely spoke with them. We're getting pictures, and they definitely assisted a lot with helping us to make sure that this was as inclusive and very, very open as we could.
And for the Flair Food Fair, our parents also provided some food so we could share our culture with our community and our peers.
It was also a great opportunity for us to learn the stories of our parents and hear them again for the context of it.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about how you got the word out for the community fair?
Unfortunately, our time is up. Sorry, I told you I'll have to cut the judges off too. Give them a round of applause.